One Piece, episode 1130, now out, so let's talk about it. Episode 1130 is the continuation of Kuma's sad and tragic backstory. So it's all still about that, but also we get a little bit of a sneak preview into the God Valley incident. What truly happened on God Valley? Now, last week's episode, we all know what happened. We started this tragic story of Kuma and how he was captured, his family, and they really open up this episode with a freaking fantastic atmosphere by showcasing you those events through Kuma's eyes and seeing what he saw. The hope, the despair, the sadness, the loss, the pain, the suffering. I thought it was just really good to do that and have it that way, which created this atmosphere for the rest of the episode for you to go, okay, this ain't no happy ending. This ain't no happy ending right now. This is tragic. And obviously they're on God Valley. And this is where we see how cruel the celestial dragons truly are. They are hunting people. They're hunting the slaves and that. So I love the moment though when they escape from there and they're running away as they've been hunted. Kuma obviously gets shot and still keeps going with the arrow. And this is where, we have some random people with them and they're like, oh, we can't get off. Like the Navy's everywhere. What are we doing in that? And this is where they say they want to give you hope. Like, you're not going to survive this game. No one survives this game. You have to try and escape it. But it's the hope that they want you to have, because if you have hope, the survival instinct kicks in. You run for your lives. It makes this game more entertaining, where if you're just sitting there in despair and acceptance and like, okay, it's game over, it's not fun, because they're like, well, what's the point? So I really like that aspect of what they're trying to tell with how these characters are feeling. Love that. And this is where they discover that there's actually treasure that they can get as well. And with that, we find out that Ginny is actually doing her stuff. She is getting the word out that there's treasure and everything like that to get pirates and everyone to come. And this is where we see Garp, young Garp, on the snail phone. He's like, nah, why would I go? And then the Marine guy's like, Roger's going to be there. And Garp's like, oh, I'm going. So that was great as well to see. And then obviously the Rocks pirates, they turn up. And Roger turns up. We have Whitebeard there as well. We have young Kaido there. We have Big Mom as well. We have all of them start to turn up. Now, the one thing I would say that I wish I saw a little bit more of. I wanted to see a little bit more of what was happening during that time. We obviously saw the Haki lightning going everywhere and stuff, but we never actually saw them to fight each other. The only time we actually saw something was when Big Mom comes in, when Kuma and Ivan are taking the devil fruits, and they know that there's a dragon devil fruit and the pawpaw devil fruit. Obviously, the dragon fruit being Kaido's and the pawpaw being Kuma's. So they're trying to take that, and then this is where Big Mom comes in and she's like, hand him over, and throws Ivan through the whole like wooden thing and takes the dragon fruit. Obviously, Kuma runs off and eats the pawpaw fruit, and then we find out afterwards, like, that it was erased from history, so no one... I get, like, that whole point, like, it's erased from history, so we're not supposed to know exactly what happened, but I would just like to see Roger, and Garp, or Roger and Whitebeard, or Roger and Rocks, or someone. Just have a little bit of a fight, or have one of the Holy Knights. We also have Kuma standing there, face to face with Saturn as well, so you can already see the conflict between Saturn and him building there. We also find out that Kuma actually saved a lot of people at the same time. So we have this tragic character in Kuma who's doing all this great stuff. And then when they finally escape, Ivan goes off, is going to do his own thing. And then you have Ginny and Kuma left at the church. And this is where they start to build a life for themselves and start to, hunt and get their food and everything. And this is where Kuma starts to be reminded of his family, sitting at the table, eating, learning how to chop wood with his dad. And I thought it was really, really good. And then having it from his point of view as well, again, I think just elevates the atmosphere and makes you really feel for this character. Like, Kuma has one of the best written backstories in One Piece. He is one of the best characters in all of One Piece because of this backstory. And the crazy thing is, we're not even done with the backstory yet. We still have next week's episode, which is going to go into the backstory as well as he gets older and how he gets into with Dragon and everything like that. So that's all coming as well. So we're not even anywhere near finished this story. But I thought this episode was good. Like, yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit more of the God Valley incident. 100%. I would have loved to see Roger and stuff like that fight. But it's not like a thing where I'm gonna sit there and be like, you know what, this episode sucks because they didn't add anything, they didn't give me more that I wanted. I do want more, but that's okay. That's just a me thing. That's not a this is bad because they didn't give me this fight or this. No, it's still good, and I think I understand why they wouldn't, because it's erased from history. No one's supposed to know about this event, so it makes sense that you don't get shown here all of the stuff that happened. So, but it was great to see young Garp. It was great to see young Roger. Great to see young Whitebeard as well. Young Kaido. Big Mom. I mean, the fall off for Big Mom has to be studied. Like, it has to be. She fell off insanely to when you meet her, when Luffy is fighting her and Kaido and that. So, but I thought animation, great as well. I have no problems with the episode. I think it's a very, very good episode again. And like I said, it's just giving you this character in Kuma and how his story unfolded. And it's making you really understand this character a lot more now. After the events of the tragic. Like, the fact that this kid has gone through all these tragic events. And yet, he still gets bullied by these kids at the towards the end of the episode here, where they're like, "How old are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm this old." And they're like, "You're so big, you're lying," and start throwing rocks at him. He doesn't go off at him or anything like that. Jeannie does. She goes off and like beats him with that, but then he becomes friends with them. And I think that's what you're seeing about Kuma is no matter how bad the situation is, no matter how bad he's lost hope, the way that his parents raised him, the goodness in his heart prevails over the darkness and shows you that he is a really, really good person. No matter what someone's done to him, he will try and find the best out of it and make a bad situation turn into a good situation. So I love that about his character. Obviously, we got to see the Holy Knights as well. We didn't get to see them in too much action, which, like I said, I would love to see them in action, but we're going to get that eventually. We will get that eventually. But overall, I really, really like the episode. I think they're doing a fantastic job with the Kuma backstory. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you not? I want to know, so smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button for me and click subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.